Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Brownstone. I'm your host, Dr. Michele, and you're listening to Numbers Don't Lie. We learn to get out your feelings so you can make the best decisions for yourself, your family, and your business. Guys, I have a special treat for you today. Okay. So I'm so blessed to know so many great people, coaches, influencers, all that great stuff. And I am bringing like someone that's helped me personally on my entrepreneurial journey to you guys. So that way you can get some of his juice, power pack your process. And we're going to be talking about automation and marketing and all that stuff. Now, I've had a marketing person up here before, but they call him the marketing automation king. Okay. So we've never had anybody like that on the show. And so we're going to talk about how you can put data with automation together. And let me tell you, you on your way if you can do that. So without further ado, Brownstone, please welcome my friend, Josh.
What up, Dr. Michele? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a good time.
Awesome. Well, can you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Yep. So I'm Josh Miles. I hail from Houston, Texas, originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I like to call myself the marketing automation king just because I love focusing. I believe that a business is just a set of systems, and marketing is how you make money. And so if you can grow your systems, you'll grow your revenue, because if you can get more eyes on your thing, whatever it is that you sell, your product or your service, you will maximize your impact and your income by having a solid marketing strategy that's built on automated systems. Because the reality is we can't do all the things. I'm limited on what I can do as an individual. So if I build systems that do a lot of the heavy lifting for my business, I'll be good. So that's me on the business side. I've got 4 little ones. So I've got 4 kids. I love them dearly. Caleb, Sarai, Jaden, and Darius. And so everything that I do is for them. And that's me. That's me.
So sweet. So, Brownstone family, Cityscape Radio, we're going to be talking about how data is digital marketing's best friend. Like, they go together real bad. So,
That's facts. That's facts.
I'm glad, because sometimes I say it, I don't think people really believe me, but it's somebody else that's saying it. So, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, can you give us an example of how you take your clients from like where they are to, having their highest revenue generating year? Like, what is that? You don't got to give away all your secrets, of course, but like, what are some things that you do with them?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So in 2022, 100% of the clients in my coaching program had a #1 revenue generating year ever. So I don't take credit for that, but I do. They're in my coaching program, and so I do believe that they've trusted me to help lead them to success. So even though they're doing the work, I do take pride in the fact that they're trusting me to lead them to the bag, and that's a big deal for me. So I have a framework that I call my business acceleration roadmap, in the seven steps, and in each step you focus on something different, because at the end of the day, if you're going to really grow and scale a business, you got to have a solid foundation, and then you got to have solid marketing that's built on top of the solid foundation. And so it's 7 steps. The first 4 are the foundational steps. In the first one, we focus on your avatar. In the second one, we focus on your core message. Then we look at your framework. Most people have a framework. They don't know that they have a framework. And then we look at your value ladder, which consists of all your different offers. So this is the things that we're actually selling to your audience, right? Once we have that foundational piece in place, then we say, okay, what does marketing all of this look like? Step number 5 is we look at your sales process or your sales funnel. Step number 6 is looking at your fulfillment and your follow-up strategy. And then step number 7, the last and final step, is doing what everybody thinks marketing is by itself, which is traffic and doing all the things on social media, in the public. That's all like the sexy stuff. That's the car with the rims and the nice sound system and the, what I mean? Like, that's what everybody thinks marketing is. When in the reality is, if you don't have the pieces on the front end, then you really like losing on opportunity to at least grow your revenue substantially. And so I love it when like, I meet entrepreneurs and they're like, "Oh, I'm making like real good money," and I'm like, "Cool." And then you start finding that there's cracks in all these steps ahead, like a lot of these different steps, and I'm like, you know how much more money you could be making, and more, and not even just money, but how many more people you could be serving if you just had the right infrastructure in place and you were ready to actually rock and roll that way. And so I love like identifying gaps in people's marketing process and in the business in general. It normally doesn't take me too long to find what they like where the gap is, and then helping them find a solution to solve that problem. So I just did a VIP day with somebody this past weekend. It was the first time working with me, and this guy went through, I guess, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has like a entrepreneurial program, but like it's almost like an MBA without getting an MBA. And he was like, "You making that feel like it was child's play with what you showing me?" And I was like, "Word, like okay, okay." So but that's the beauty of just having like that's my framework, and that's the steps that I bring people through. And you'd be surprised that when you actually start walking through that. I've had like multiple six figure businesses. They're like, "Dang, we got to go back to some of the basics." And I'm like, yeah. So that's how I help my clients primarily.
That's really interesting because when most people know you that you like, the marketing piece, but it sounds like that's only like the small fraction of what you help your clients do. So I hope everyone caught that. So, yeah, you got to post, yeah, you got to do all that. But if you don't do nothing else, you might be posting and
Yeah.
marketing in vain and really not maximizing your return on your investment, which is your money and your time.
Absolutely, absolutely. I met a guy once who had 34,000 followers on IG, and he had just launched 100 t-shirt, like this brand new t-shirt, brand new line of t-shirts. Launched it. He had 100 t-shirts that he was trying to sell. Only had a social media following, no CRM with a database where he could email people, text message, none of that stuff. Couldn't move more than 20. And it was just like, followers don't convert into dollars. Like I wish if you listening to this, like write that down. Like your followers, they matter, but they almost don't matter. Like it's getting like it's a numbers game, right? You know this, it's a numbers game. Getting eyes on your stuff is important. You got to get them off of the platform, because if you don't have a business that's set up where if Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all this stuff goes away tomorrow,
that's facts.
How am I going to get in touch with these people?
Yep.
Right? If I have a phone number, if I have an email address, God forbid I have an address, I can call you, I can text you, I can send you a piece of physical mail if I have to. I can show up at your doorstep if I need to, if I got your address, right? I can email all these different things. When you take control of your business and you own your data, right? We talk about data. You got to own your data, right? Own the information that people willingly give to you, right, as a means of getting in touch with them. When you own that and you're not relying on Facebook to push content out in front of your people or Instagram to put content in front of your people, well, now you got a business that's set up for success.
That's good. That's so true. And I'm glad you said that, because again, I think we just minimize marketing to the point where, again, we think it's just posting, we think it's just Facebook ads.
Yep.
But yeah, like even the people that have tons of followers, like some people have a goal to like grow the followership, which is fine, especially if you have a message you want to get out. Yep. But yeah, like if you started there and trying to go to selling something, like that's not the first time I've heard that. And honestly, some of the people that I follow that are very successful don't necessarily have a large following.
I made my first 6 figures with 400 Instagram followers. like literally when it happened, I was like, I felt like lied to. Because I was like, post more. And it was like, I don't need to post more. I got 400 followers, and I've got a contingent of people that don't, I got clients that don't follow me because they're not on social media like that, right? Or they're not on the platforms where I was posting. And I've got a group of people that love what I do. And it's just like, they pay me to help them. And it's like, I don't need tens of thousands of followers to go make money. I need a good offer, I need a good message, and I need people that know, like, and trust me. And the reality is that don't have to be a lot of people.
That's real.
If you got a $5,000 offer to make 6 figures, I need 20 people to buy it. That's it. It's a numbers game. Like it's funny. I keep saying that, but it always comes back to the numbers, right? I'm not just like, we're not just doing stuff. I tell people all the time, if you go, let's say a post goes viral and 1,000 people show up and want to buy your stuff, most people are not set up to handle the volume, and you're gonna be kicking yourself because it's like, I just lost out on a whole bunch of money. And the reality is this: we in the day and age where people can't find it easily, they out.
Right.
You got less than 10 seconds, and that's generous, to get my attention, let me know where to go, and like let me move and like take the thing that you want me to take advantage of. Because if not, I'm out of here.
Right.
And so 1,000 people showed up. It's just, are your systems set up to give them everything that they're looking for? Are your systems set up to actually truly help them in a way that's meaningful, so that you can give them all the value you have to offer, and in exchange for it, they can swipe a credit card? Or, you know what I mean? Or and there's some credit card numbers. Like, if it's not, then you are literally destined to fail eventually. Somebody's gonna say, well, I'm still seeing success and I don't have all that. And it's just like, okay, but there's cracks in the foundation. You know what I mean? The house will come tumbling down eventually. Get your stuff together. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, because I feel like I have a conversation often with people that like still don't understand what I do as far as helping people maximize their systems and their process using data. They're like, well, what they're making good money without it. I'm like, they may be,
Yep.
but it could be more.
Yep.
Or it could be you could make that same amount of money with less effort. Because sometimes it's just like the automation part. It's literally just letting systems do the work for you. And now I have more time to breathe and think as a CEO. So it's not always about, I'm already doing great. Well, first of all, we should never be settling. If there's an opportunity to do better, to improve, to hire more people, to really impact your community, why not give it a shot? I mean,
why not?
Where are all the people that say, well, if I had more money in my business, I would do this. Or if I had funding, me and my nonprofit, we could do that. If that's you, come here. I have something that you are going to need. It is a Grant Success Unlock workshop. The last time we did it, we had a cost, but we removed all barriers to make sure you get what you need. My partner and I, we have a mission to help as many entrepreneurs and nonprofit leaders fund their mission. If that's you, I want you to register now at grantsuccessunlock.com. Do not wait another day. Do not wait another moment. Do not let your mission be put on hold. Visit www.grantsuccessunlock.com. This is really great dialogue, but guys, I just want to remind you that you're listening to Cityscape Radio, which is on the Brownstone Worldwide platform, and we're really glad you're here and tuning in to this really great conversation, because I think it took a life of its own, and I'm here for it, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there that are still in their startup phase, or perhaps have been in business for a long time and have not maybe met their goals or hit six figures, or been able to hire a team the way they want. You're in the right place, because I'm talking to Josh Miles, the marketing automation king. So you want to make sure you hang tight to the end of this episode. Even if you have to go back and replay, go to brownstoneworldwide.com to catch the replay. And while you're on brownstoneworldwide.com, just go ahead and check out. We have blogs and merchandise and news and all that great stuff happening, and even other podcasts, love and money and all that stuff. So there's something there for everyone. And make sure you follow us on brownstoneworldwide.com on all platforms. Okay, Josh. I had to just put a pin real quick, but we were on like such a great path, and I feel like it led to my next question, like it literally led up to my next question is, how do entrepreneurs identify their, I guess, the best marketing strategy for where they are? Because you got some people that have a lot of followers, you got some people that don't. Some people are more personable, some people don't mind hitting the street. Like, how do we identify the marketing strategy that's like best for us?
Yeah, that's good. So every business is different, but every business doesn't require an entirely new marketing strategy, because I like to say marketing is marketing is marketing. Like at the end of the day, I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care how much money you make or how little money you make, how big your company is, how small it is, any of that stuff. At the end of the day, everybody has a message and an offer that they're trying to get in front of people to give them the opportunity to buy. That's it. That's marketing in its most basic form, right? With that being said, the framework that I laid out before takes you through that process and allows you to actually identify what marketing strategy works. Now, there are different things. I like to say, like, I have clients in all kinds of industries, and somebody asked me once, they were like, how are you able to help people so quickly in all these different spaces? You were on the call with this person that did this, and then you talk to this person over here, two totally different things, and you give them both solutions in less than 10 minutes. Like, and I'm like, oh, I want to understand frameworks, right? I understand a basic marketing framework that's going to help them get results. The second thing is we only turn the dial 2 to 5 degrees and saying, okay, where's your business? Where's the gap? And how do we go and solve the problem? So if somebody said, like, I'm getting leads, but I'm not able to convert them. One of the things that I want to know is like, okay, well, you're getting leads. Like, what do you bring? How are you getting the leads? Right? Like, how are they coming through the door? What are we doing to engage them? Are we giving them something that they're looking for? Right? If we're not giving them something that they need or want or solves a problem, well, that's probably why we're not making money. Right? Like, people pay to get their problem solved. Right. Like, I don't care if you're a t-shirt company. You gotta help somebody pay to get their problem solved. Why should they buy a t-shirt beyond the fact that it look cute? Right? Like, what? Like,
oh, Josh, I'm here looking cute.
Like, yeah. Like, but they want to buy a t-shirt for a reason, and they're buying the t-shirt that solves a deeper personal desire that they have or a problem that they want to solve. You gotta know what that is. And so to identify the best marketing strategy, there's a couple of different things that I believe every business needs. They need a way to get leads. Best way to get leads is to offer something that's valuable for free. In exchange, like the biggest asset in your business is always your list. I tell people this all the time. Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. Instagram was a couple-year-old company with 12 people working for them and really won't even monetize for real. They had like what we know as like the Instagram ads and all that stuff. They weren't doing all that yet.
Right. Yeah.
Facebook brought all of that into the infrastructure. They paid $1 billion for them. So the question is like, why? They bought their list. Facebook said, they bought the data. We have a set of people's email addresses and people that are signed up on Facebook. Who y'all got? And when we look at who they have, that's a whole nother group of people, whole new demographic. Yeah. Facebook says, damn, we know what the value of a customer is. If we could go and acquire all those emails, is it worth more than $1 billion? Well, yeah. So let's pay them $1 billion and get the list. And that's what they did, right? So the first thing is like, how are you getting leads? That's the first question I want to know. It's something called a lead magnet, where it attracts the right person to you. A lot of us out here hustling, I'm trying to find a person. It's like, you should probably stop looking and let them come to you, right? If you got something that's attractive, they'll come to you, right? If the reality is, I don't care what neighborhood you're in, the house can be falling apart or it can be the best house. The minute somebody says the house is free, they got a whole lot of people that's going to show up, right? Because they know the house is at least worth more than free. Like, at a minimum, you know what I mean?
You're so silly.
It is. Listen, it's at least worth more than $0.
You're right. Yeah.
Right? Let me go. So here's the principle. Perceived value has to just exceed the price point. No matter what the price point is, perceived value just has to exceed the price point. So the first thing is, how do I get leads? The easiest way to get leads is to offer something of value for free, because people don't know me enough to trust me to like really probably spend money. So let me give them something for free in exchange for just an email. Once they get on the list, that's the most valuable piece of my business. So now I've already won. How do I get them to spend money with me? I say a business should have a couple of different things. You got to have what's called an offer in your business. They have low ticket offers. They have mid ticket offers. They have high ticket offers. They also have something that's called continuity, right? Netflix is probably the best example. For $14 a month.
Let me tell you, Josh, I started Netflix paying $7.99.
No, and it's doubled since you started paying, which means that their revenue has doubled as well, right? They didn't grandfather anybody in on that.
They did.
They said, listen, the contract has changed. That agreement you signed, the price went up. So if you want to stay, by all means, stay at the higher price point. But if you got to go, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
But no, I want to pause there, because I think that really nails home the point of what you were saying about the perceived value, because tons of us stayed because we knew that it was still worth it to stay. I was literally having a conversation with someone else about that, as far as like someone else raising their prices and somebody said that's too much. Meanwhile, other people stayed.
Yep.
Just like it's okay if like there are mixed messages where one person thinks it's not worth it, another person, but you're gonna have tons of people to think it is.
Yep.
So I just want to like put that in there. Like
Listen,
you have perceived value, even if it go up, if people know that it's they're like, that's fine.
listen, but check this out. Let's do the math on it. Let's just say Netflix doubled their price again. Let's say they brought it up to $28, right? They could lose, but check it out, they could lose half their customer base and make the same amount of money.
You'll be all right.
So you can make the less, you can have less people taking up all your bandwidth and using the service, still make the same money, which means that you're working less hard.
Yep. And that's what I mean about when I say help you increase your revenue and save time, that's the stuff that I'm talking about. Yes. The fact that you can, even if you don't increase your revenue, but the fact that you are not working as hard, it's kind of like you did. Because now you got more time to do something else, go and, spend with your family, invest, start another, expand your current business.
Absolutely. And the reality is, as entrepreneurs, most of us leave 9 to 5s to take on a 24/7 because we think entrepreneurship is this glorious thing. I did. Listen, full transparency. I was that guy. Great 6-figure job. I was a global project manager with the biggest bank in America, making great money. I was like, I'm tired of being in the cubicle farm. I'm out. Give me that 401k too. I'm gonna live off of this for a little bit. When it started a business, and within 18 months, it was like, oh dang.
Y'all still hiring? Is that position still open?
Listen. Life got tough for a season. You know what I mean? And but marketing is what saved me though.
Yeah.
I learned how to market, and I'm in a season of my life where literally it's like, okay, if I need another $5,000 for something, it's like, what do I need to sell to go get it?
Turn into ATM.
It's literally like, okay, well, what kind of offer can I put together that's going to help me make $5,000 in whatever time frame I need, or $10,000 or whatever it is. And so and that's because I understand marketing.
Yeah.
A lot, and that's the reason why I love doing what I do is because most people are great at what they do, right? I'm a chef. So I cook. I'm great at doing this. I do all these different whatever the skill set is, right? I mean,
I thought you was talking about you. You cook?
Oh no, not me. I can't. I'm about to go throw a steak on the thing in a minute, but that's about as deep as it gets. I'm not creative. I got 4 kids, and I literally was like, I signed up for Chat GPT, and I was like, I need to start having Chat GPT give me meals to get for my kids and tell me what grocery list to put together. And so that's how I use it. That's how I use Chat GPT. It gives me meals because a couple of my kids got like dairy allergies and they can't have, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I need to diversify the meal lineup, but I don't have that creativity. So I'm like, that's how I use Chat GPT primarily.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, no doubt. So, what was I saying?
I'm sorry. Oh, whatever. People are good at what they do, but the marketing piece.
Oh yeah, people are good at what they do, right? They don't know marketing. The first time I realized this, so I had my first company was an e-commerce site for the Air Jordan brand. I was trying to be like eBay, Amazon, just be the middleman between buyers and sellers. I was gonna take a percentage of the sale. Life was gonna be great. I'm going to this event called SneakerCon, and I'm in LA at the BET Awards. SneakerCon has a 2-day event in partnership with the BET Awards. I'm a vendor. They got 10,000 people coming through this conference room. It's like big old conference center. They got 10,000 people coming through this thing a day, both days. Wow. I'm sitting there. I'm the middleman. I don't have inventory. So I'm sitting there with like my little pair of Jordans, and I had like, it was a nice little setup. I had like a case that they were in, like a glass case. It had lights at the bottom, so it lit up the shoe kind of a little, you know. And I had like the new pair of Jordans that came out the week before. I'm raffling off these shoes. This dude next to me got shoes 8 feet high. He got 2 tables. He got shoes stacked up. I mean, there's like barely enough room between the shoes and him at the table, and it's him and his little team selling their shoes. They got this high-end pair of Nikes. This little white kid walks up to the table, backpack on his chest. He like, yo, I want this. I forgot what they call it. I was like, they look like space boots though. They negotiate the deal. Dude unzips the bag, reaches in, and grabs a stack of $100 bills. It's so thick. And I was like, this dude gonna get robbed on the way out. Like he's trying to like just eat teenager. You know what I'm saying? Like don't know no better. Counts out $6 grand, $100 bills, pays the dude in cash for the Jordans. Dude gives him the shoes. like back there recounting the money, like, hang on, bro, like, don't take them shoes. It recounts to make sure you got all the funds. They good to go. Kid leaves with the shoes. The guys got the money. I'm sitting there tripping like, this is tragic. It wasn't tragic because he paid $6,000 for shoes. It was tragic because he didn't get his email address. He didn't get any contact info. I'm like, this man could come back tomorrow and do this again.
Yeah.
You don't know how to get in touch with him now. Right. And it hit me in that moment. Most people are great at what they do. They don't know how to market. And so I even changed up my strategy at the event. I was raffling off these shoes. I started going to the same events. I was traveling with this company, SneakerCon, to all the different cities that they used to go to. I started going to the event and giving away one pair of Jordans. I'd walk out every single event with at least 1,500 emails a day. It was a 2-day event. And so I'd always like talk to the guys that were running the event, like, yo, how many people signed up? And he's like, oh, we had this many people sign up for the event. And I'd always convert between 30 and 50% of the room. And so it was just like, we had a whole strategy, but that's the type of thing where I'm like, most people will get what they're good at. They're not good at marketing, though. You don't know how to go and like scale this thing. So now, doing what I do, I get to help people with the very thing that they need help with, which is their marketing strategy.
Man, that was a good story. I was invested in that. So look, storytelling too. I was invested in this story. That was good. Okay. We are dwindling with time. This is a great combo. We might have to do a part 2. But real quick, what advice could you give to a startup company with limited resources? Like couple sentences.
A startup company with limited resources. I would say come up with find the number one problem for the person you're looking to serve, and then go give them a free resource in order to help them solve that problem. And the free resource doesn't have to be like expensive for you. It could be information. It could be a PDF, right? It could be a training that they sit on with you. It could be a free discovery call. That's the best way to get in front of people, because once you have the information, I can follow up with you forever.
That's good.
As long as you don't subscribe. So that's the number one piece of information. Have a lead magnet, but also have what's called a CRM, a customer relationship management. Customer relationship management. It's a tool, and all you got to do is, like, when people sign up, the email and the information just goes into the CRM. Even if you don't use it at the time, you at least capture the information, and when you get ready to use it, you got a whole bunch of people you can go and market to without starting from zero.
That's good. And that's why I say data and digital marketing are best friends. Honestly, even with the foot traffic, because you were talking about you were at a live event getting emails. That's still data. That is still data. So in order to do better marketing, I mean, like, they just go hand in hand. I can hit you up whenever, or I can go find more people like you. So I loved all of this. Josh, please tell the people where to find you, what you have coming up.
Yep. So you can find me online at The Real Josh Miles, The Real Josh Miles, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I think Twitter is like Real Josh Miles by itself. Threads, since that's a new platform. YouTube, you can find me on all the platforms, The Real Josh Miles. I've got we're in the middle of actually my Business Acceleration Summit, which you're a speaker on, so thank you. So tomorrow is when you go live. But whenever you're watching this, you can actually go and sign up to be a part of the summit. Just go to the businessaccelerationsummit.com, thebusinessaccelerationsummit.com, and you can get there, get signed up. But everything I just described, there's a lot that goes into marketing. I've got my area of genius, which is a lot of the automated piece. I give people strategy on a lot of different things, but there's also like nooks and crannies, like customer service, data, that there's specialists in these spaces that can give you like all the sauce. Mm-hmm. And so I went and found 23 of what I believe to be some of the top business leaders in their individual spaces, and did an entire summit where I interviewed them and had them speak to their specialty and offer a ton of value. So that's what the summit is. You can get an all access pass to keep them forever, but those interviews are actually like fire. So it's going on for 4 days. We right at the end of day 1 today. So if you are listening to this, go sign up, get your seat, and
Awesome. I love it. I'm very excited to share with you guys. So, go even if you're just going for me, go listen to me. Okay. Thank you so much, Josh, for joining us and educating our audience. And thank you, listeners. Brownstone community, for tuning in to another episode of Numbers Don't Lie with me, Dr. Michele. You can find me on all things, Mogul Beginnings, MOG on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I just be scrolling on TikTok. You can hit me up, send me a message, but you ain't probably gonna see that me posting that much. I just be liking the look. And Twitter, but LinkedIn is where I'll be hanging out. You can look at me up, Dr. Michele Josey. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Go check out the Business Acceleration Summit. Did I say it right? Business Acceleration Summit.
Yep.
Okay. Because it's, all the little words is cute, but I'll be like, did I say in the right order? And then make sure you guys check us out on brownstoneworldwide.com for all the other things we have going on. Have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week.